Welcome guys to the Meet Damien live stream. I am Damien. Yep, the one and only. And we're looking at the one and only crypto that is going to lead us to higher prices here. And that's Bitcoin, right? Because when Bitcoin decides to have a good day, we can all have a good day here in cryptocurrency world. Alright? We see Bitcoin currently trading at $97,572, up 2.3% today. Nothing too crazy, but green is better than red, right? And Bitcoin is actually coming up against some resistance here from the 50-day moving average, this green line right here. That 50-day simple moving average is at 97,385. We saw Bitcoin actually go past that to 97,900 here on Binance Exchange, close to 98K. Maybe we might see 98K during my my live stream here. We'll be on lookout for that. I should probably set an alert, right? Just to make sure I don't forget to see Bitcoin hit $98,000. Let me go ahead and actually put in that alert right now, so we don't forget here. But we want to see, you know, we want to be right there when Bitcoin actually goes up to 98K here. So let's see. I'll just put that in right now, $98,000 for the alert on Bitcoin. While I look at some of your cryptocurrency requests here, I do requests, so go ahead and put in your requests for whatever cryptocurrency you want me to take a look at. We're first going to start with Bitcoin with the analysis. That's like where I think it might go next and how fast it might get there. And then we'll take a look at some of these requests that you guys have. I see Ava Medina and Jay's in the chat, and I see Jay's already put a couple of requests in here. Good to see you, Jay. All right. And I see a few people showing up here on my TikTok live stream. Danny's already saying Tau, okay, for one request here. So I appreciate you putting in that request. Let me first get started here with Bitcoin, and then we'll get into these requests here, okay? But yeah, thank you for that request there from Danny, okay? All right, let's get started here with Bitcoin. Currently at 97,572. I already said the resistance is kind of like we have a moving average resistance here with this green line here. It's the 50-day moving average. Next order of resistance that we could bump our heads up against is this white line, this value area low sitting at 99K, which is going to probably be close to the psychological level of 100K. But we also got a high volume node here sitting at 101,790, or basically $102,000 here, which is kind of confluent with this 100-day moving average. So we don't have that much resistance from where we are right now up until 102K. So I think Bitcoin might head to 102K. I mean, I don't want to give you a target, and I want to give you a price and also a time as well. But maybe we might see Bitcoin hit 102K before the end of this week. How about that, right? We're here, today's Wednesday, right? Last time I checked. We have up until Sunday. Maybe we see Bitcoin at 100K by the end of this week, okay? 102K maybe. And then that's where I think it would be prudent to actually try to take some, try to basically take some shorts on Bitcoin. Not saying that we think Bitcoin is going to go down right away, but you know, if it does get rejected off of 98K or 102K, those are some good areas to try and open up a short and see if we can make some money on the way down. If Bitcoin comes and revisits levels below us, and some levels to look out below is, well, right now 95K had strong support. Okay, then there's also this other high volume node here at 93K. 93K is where, you know, realistically I think a short, you know, if a short was to play out today and we were to go down to low prices, we could come down to 93K, make a higher low, and then still go up to higher prices here. And then of course, then there's some more support here at 91,400, 91,500, somewhere in that area. You got a big high volume node there. That is now going to act as support since the price is way above it right now. We might be able to short Bitcoin at 98K and take it all the way down to like $91,000. Still make a higher low and go up to higher prices here on Bitcoin. And Let me just zoom out here so you guys can see what the momentum is like here on Bitcoin. If I put on the momentum indicators, like the MACD indicator, which I think you all should be familiar with. The MACD indicator is showing that buying pressure was dying down over the last few days, but then it started increasing again here on Tuesday and Wednesday. And so this shows me that the rally is still continuing, even though Bitcoin was consolidating. We are actually making higher highs here on Bitcoin on the smaller time frames, and the daily time frame showing that MACD is fine. I would be a little bit concerned if the blue lines crosses the orange line to the downside and we get a MACD crossover, kind of like we did here in the middle of December. Okay, but you're not getting that yet. So MACD looks fine here on the daily time frame. And then here on market cipher B, money flows in the green, and you got a green buy dot that came in on Monday. Today's Wednesday, so you know I would start worrying about Bitcoin topping out if I see a red sell dot come in here, and you don't have that yet on the daily time frame. And then let me just quickly go into the 5-day time frame here and show you guys that this rally could just be getting started here with Bitcoin, because look at this on the MACD for the 5-day. Selling pressure has died down. You're getting a green candle here on the MACD, which you haven't seen a green candle here since, well, you know, since August of last year. Isn't that crazy, guys? Like, even when Bitcoin was making all-time highs in October, we were still getting selling pressure on the 5-day. Now we're getting buying pressure showing up, right? And if this is the beginning of buying pressure showing up, I mean, we haven't seen the beginning of buying pressure showing up since like April and May of last year. And we had a nice, pretty good swing up in price. And then now you're getting a MACD crossover to the upside. So can you guys understand why I'm a little bit excited about Bitcoin here? Going up to higher prices. I think we might see 100K Bitcoin later on this month. And then we'll see if Bitcoin can actually get up to the 200-day simple moving average, right? This 200-day simple moving average is pretty important here, because that is where I will go from no longer being a bear to actually being bullish again on Bitcoin. Even though I'm excited about Bitcoin, I know we can still roll over and make a lower high compared to what we did here in November, where we saw Bitcoin at 107,400. So I need to see Bitcoin get to 107,400 before I become bullish again on Bitcoin. And I also need to see it get above this 200-day moving average, which is at 106,000. You get up to like 107,400, and that qualifies you to be above the 200-day moving average and also be above this last previous high here in November, and I will start being more bullish on Bitcoin than I am right now. But I am glad to see this. I am looking to sell some of my spot bags that I got in Solana and Sui. Now that we're going to higher prices, I think the altcoins are going to do pretty well as well as Bitcoin, as long as Bitcoin continues up to higher prices here. So let me get into the chat, see what you guys have to say. And yeah, I'm excited to see, I got 21 people here on TikTok. That's good to see. You know, go ahead and smash that like button, guys. We're just getting started here with the technical analysis. I'm going to be going over your altcoins here. And same thing to you guys here on YouTube. Don't forget to smash that like button. I'll get to you, Jay, with the request here for SoFi and APLD. I see that in the chat here. Let me go ahead and write these things down. We're going to have a busy stream here, I can tell. Appreciate you guys coming on board, and I'm glad you guys are excited to come on board and talk about crypto and stocks. You guys didn't give up on crypto and stocks, and that's good to see. Okay, but we also have to be a little bit prudent to see if we are gonna you know, roll over here on Bitcoin or not. All right, that's why it's very important for you guys to come onto these live streams and try to figure out where Bitcoin and crypto might go next, because these are some exciting times, but these are very important times to figure out, you know, are we actually going to do the thing and actually become bullish here, or is this going to just disappoint us in the future here? Okay, so let's get to it. I'm going to first look at Tau as one of the cryptocurrencies, and then I'll look at SoFi after that, and then APLD. How about that, Jay? Okay. And I see Laureen's in the chat. Laureen wants to look at ICP. I'll go ahead and write that down. Of course, ICP having a good day. I wish we looked at that before to figure out if it was going to jump up in price. But hey, you know, sometimes these things catch us by surprise. All right, let's look at Tau here. I think that Danny was the one that requested it. Thank you for liking the live stream here, Danny. I see that. Appreciate that. We're now looking at Tau. BitSensor, which is a cryptocurrency related to AI. Currently, it's trading at $294.77 here. Okay, up slightly, up 0.5% today. Nothing crazy as some other cryptocurrencies, but we'll see what it could possibly do here. We are below all the moving averages here, except the 21 EMA, which is this white line. I know I already got a white line in there. Let me get rid of the BRP, but we do have this thing's above the 21 EMA, which is the only moving average that's above. The rest of the moving averages are above you, and I would expect that to act as resistance. You got the 50-day, that green line at 320 bucks. The blue line is the 100-day moving average, and that's at 324. I would expect that to be good take profit targets for BitSensor. If you're a moving average guy, you can use those moving averages to give you guidance as to when you should start selling BitSensor here. And then 200-day moving average is sitting above you at that $337 level, is that red line right there. Those are your upside targets, just using moving averages here on BitSensor. But I like using more than just moving averages. I'm going to pull up this VRVP indicator here. This is the Visual Range Volume Profile Indicator, which gives us the actual real-world data where people were buying and selling BitSensor at. And the green area is the buys, the red is the sells here. And you know, the highest volume node, right, shows you all the wherever we get the most amount of green and red. That is actually where people were buying and selling this asset at, and it's showing that this high volume node is sitting at $282. I got this highlighted with that blue line right there. That's the point of control, or the POC. It's showing that the good majority of people that bought BitSensor over the last few months here, they bought it at 281 bucks. So we're above that right now. You would expect if BitSensor was to come down to lower prices, it should get some support at 281. That might be a good area to put a buy limit order in. See if you get filled at that area to buy some cheaper BitSensor. But yeah, I mean, even if I didn't have the VRVP indicator on, you could just tell all the sideways trading action going on at 281. Back here in December at 281. You know, all these people that were buying at 281, they're in profit right now, and they're not going to click the sell button unless we go below 280. But let's just say we do go below 280. If we do go below 280, then there's a gap in the VRVP, and you will probably get some support at this white line here. This is your value area low sitting at 254. And 254 is actually with a 21 EMA. This other white line here is sitting at 254. So I would expect 254 to be the next downside target on BitSensor for it to get some support here. So I would look for that area on BitSensor. Okay. So those are your downside targets, and then upside targets. We already talked about the moving averages above you, but you can see that there starts to be a bleed off in volume here. There's not that much significant volume. You get a little bit something here at 335, which is right where that 200-day moving average is sitting at. And then after that, we could actually climb up to about 390 before BitSensor gets actual significant resistance here. So 390 bucks would be your ultimate long-term take profit target, in my opinion, here on Tau. Okay, let's move on from Tau. We're going to now take a look at SoFi, and then we'll take an APLD and ICP. All right, moving on to SoFi. Thank you, Lorraine, for liking the live stream here. We got up to about 1,300 likes here on TikTok. I know we could definitely do more than that. Appreciate that. Thank you for hitting that like button there, Lorraine. And for you guys who are you know, not sure how to like the live stream here on TikTok, all you gotta do is double tap your screen to send me a like here, and we can continue getting some more people here onto the live stream. If you guys can do that for me, I appreciate that. TT says Bitcoin is in a doom trend down to 93K. I'm not sure about that, but 93K is an area to look for, as well as 91K. We already talked about Bitcoin earlier. And we got another request here for Sui from James Norton. All right, I got that down. Thank you. And thank you, Jay, for smashing the like button. Appreciate that. We got a few more people showing up here on YouTube channel here. On the YouTube stream, I see we got 11 people on the stream. That's good to see. All right, so we're now looking at SoFi Technologies. This is a request from Jay Sharim. I hope I'm saying it right, but we'll just call him Jay for now. And Jay requested SoFi, which is currently trading at $26.67. SoFi, let me just give her the VRVP indicator, but SoFi, it's been in this symmetrical triangle, okay? And I think we talked about this about a week ago, where we saw we came up to this top of this this area right here. This is a symmetrical triangle here, and I said, you know, all right, this thing could break out or it could break down, and of course it broke down. And if it breaks down, you know, we are still creating an uptrend here on SoFi, so now might be a good time to actually try to buy or add to your SoFi position here, because you're still creating an uptrend, right? And if the uptrend stays intact, then we'll probably come right back up to the downtrend here on SoFi and maybe make another lower high. And then we're gonna have to figure out, there's gonna have to be some resolution at some point, right? There's three ways you can get out of a symmetrical triangle. You can either break down right now, which I'm not sure if it's gonna do that. We'll look at the momentum indicators to try to figure out if it's going to do that. We could see the other way is we could break out to the upside, or we could just go sideways. There's three ways to do this, right? Downward, sideways, or up, right? But you're most likely going to get some resolution towards the first week of February here, is when we have to figure out what we're doing with this symmetrical triangle here. Are we going to break down? Are we going to break up? Or are we just frustrate the crap out of the bulls and bears and just go sideways for now at 26 bucks? All right, so that's what I'm seeing here with SoFi. You're still consolidating here. Now let's look at the momentum indicators to figure out what could happen next here for SoFi. On the momentum indicators here in the daily time frame, you are seeing buying pressure dying down. If buying pressure continues dying down, you'll see a MACD cross over to the downside, and you'll start seeing red candles here, and then you'll get that breakdown to the downside out of SoFi, right? And if we do break down to the downside, you know, where could we go? Let's figure out the VRVP indicator here, figure out where we can go based on the VRVP data here. And we got a value area low sitting at about 24 bucks. That could be where you could scoop up some cheaper SoFi. Then you got another high volume node here at 23 bucks, and then you got another big high volume node here at $21. I would look for either 21, 23, or 24 to the downside targets for SoFi. And then if we actually get the buying pressure increasing out of nowhere and we start going to higher prices, then, you know, targets to the upside would be about like $29 here is an idea. And then you got the value area high sitting at 30 bucks. Okay, so I would look for like 29 to 30 bucks to try and take some profit on SoFi if that's what you want to do here. But other than that, I mean, I don't know how much higher SoFi could go. I would have to do a Fibonacci extension to figure out how much higher it could go. And I'm actually going to do that for you, Jay, okay? Since you came in here and you asked about it, and I'm curious myself to see what SoFi could do next year. If SoFi was to break out to the upside using the Fibonacci analysis, and I'm pulling from $32.86, which is where, you know, SoFi was trading at back here in November, down to this swing low here in April, where we saw SoFi at like $8.60. And didn't want to do that. But looking at SoFi here, right? Upside targets, you got a $39 price target. Seems pretty reasonable. That's your 1272 Fibonacci extension to the upside. And then the 1618 says that SoFi could possibly get up to like $47. I'm not sure if that's going to happen tomorrow or next week or next month, but maybe later on in 2026, or who knows, later on down the future here, you'll see that $47 target to the upside. So that's what I got for SoFi for you. And Jay says SoFi earnings are coming up on January 31st. That's cool. All right. And then Ava Medina put a request in. He wants to take a look at Link and CRV. Let me go ahead and write those down. Thank you for those requests, Ava Medina. And Ava, I think you are a moderator here on YouTube. Let me just double check to make sure that's the case here. But I'm pretty sure I did make you a moderator. All right. And we gotta look at Link and CRV. All right, let me just go ahead real quick here, see if I can turn Ava Medina into a moderator if he's not already. Yup, you are a moderator. Yep. Okay. Very good. Very good. Thank you guys for smashing that like button. We hit 3,000 likes here on TikTok. Thank you. D2 Miami says, you forgot me? Oh no, D2 Miami. What did I forget? Did you put a request in? Let me just scroll back. I know I had a bunch of people showed up and the chat got pretty lively here on TikTok. But let me see. Did you put a request in? Because if you didn't, you know, you can put in a request and I'll look at whatever you want me to take a look at. Chipper TV did say, why would you be shorting a clear bull flag in the first place, regardless of volume? Well, you know, a short is just, you know, an idea, okay? It's not saying I'm clearly convinced that the price is going to go down, but, you know, if price goes down for whatever reason, you know, these are some good areas to try and enter a short, okay? Obviously, higher prices for Bitcoin would be like 102K would be a better area to short, but I don't know if we're actually going to get up there. But, you know, we got some geopolitical events going on with Iran possibly going to get struck by the United States and Israel for what they're doing in Iran right now. And that could shake up the markets where, you know, we might actually see a sell-off in Bitcoin and crypto because of that. So we just don't know. I just know, like, last time they did strikes on Iran, you know, Bitcoin actually did drop to like its lowest level in June 22nd of last year. So it ended up being a buy to dip opportunity, but still, I mean, you could have made some money shorting it when it was going through that little mess there. We just don't know what's going to happen with Iran. Iran could, you know, they do have nuclear materials somewhere in their country. We don't know where exactly. You know, if they put together a potential, you know, I don't want to have to say it, but if they put together a bomb and they actually use it, what do you think that's going to do to the markets, right? So taking a short never hurts. You know, you don't have to go crazy. If you get stopped out on your short, you know, you don't need to go ahead and re-enter it right away. You could just wait for higher prices and see if you can short again at a higher price. So it's just an idea. All right, D2 Miami, I wrote down you want to take a look at Arrow. I got you. It's going to come up later on. We're moving on from SoFi. We'll take a look at APLD, and then we'll look at ICP after that, and SUI. Applied Digital Corporation. Currently trading on the NASDAQ. We got a stock here. Currently trading at $36.10. We have looked at this stock before. I remember looking at this not too long ago, but we'll continue to see if it's gonna continue on its way up to higher prices or not. Looks like we have gone up to higher prices over the last couple of days here. We're going to see if we can try to get back up to that $40.29 level like we saw back in October of last year at $40.20. Upside target after that would be about the 1272 at 47 bucks here for Applied Digital. All right, now let's see, do we have the juice and momentum to go up to higher prices? On the MEXC, buying pressure looks pretty good, but now you're starting to see buying pressure die off a little bit. So that's okay still, because you can still go up at higher prices even though buying pressure is dying down. But this is cause for concern to at least maybe think about taking some profit here on APLD. All right, I'll give it that. You know, you might want to start thinking about taking some profit soon. Here on the market site for B indicator, you get a green buy dot here on Friday, January 2nd. I think it was like a couple of Fridays ago. And you don't have a red sell dart yet. When you see a red sell dart come up on market cipher B, I would strongly consider taking profit, because usually when you get a red sell dart, money flow starts leaving the asset, and you start going down to low prices here. Like you see back here, last time we had a red sell dart was December 11th, and of course, you know, the few days after that you got some red candles here. So, you know, pay attention to that red sell dot on market cipher B to let you know when's a good day, good time to take some profits here on Applied Digital Corporation. But I think we're going to go up rather than down here on Applied Digital Corporation. If we were to go down, we got the 618. Could be a level that we come and visit again, and that's at 30 bucks. That's about a 20% drop from where we are right now. So, yeah, you know, you could end up coming back down to 30 bucks here if things don't really play out to the upside for Applied Digital Corporation here. Alright, so that's up APLD. Let's move on to ICP. ICP, Internet Computer Cryptocurrency, currently at $4.64. Trading about 28% higher than it was yesterday, up $1 from yesterday. Okay, and this is what the chart looks like so far on ICP. I don't really have anything showing here besides an old Fibonacci, which I'm going to probably get rid of. I don't think that's useful in this case anymore. What I would like to do is I like to turn the VRVP indicator to figure out are there any upside targets, resistance that we're going to hit soon. And look at the VRVP indicator. This is showing the buys and sells at different price levels and how strong of a price level it is. And we do have some areas here to look for. We got high volume here at 492, going all the way up to the value area high sitting at 558. So once you get to like 490, I would start taking some profit and continue taking profit until it hits like 595, 559 here is an area to be looking out for. Now I did put a red line here. I think I highlighted that this was also a high volume area, and that this is where the candle body closes were at back here in November of last year. And you can see that we also had some candle body closes and candle wick closes here. So I think 548 is an area that a lot of chartists would be paying attention to here on ICP. That's a good area to try to take some profit if you're able to do so on ICP. Now, if ICP decides to lose this momentum and go down to lower prices here, you do got another high volume node level here at $4.13. Could be where we get some support to the downside if we ever do go down to the downside. That's the first area of support at 413, and then you get a gap in the VRVP, and there's a little bit of support here at 356, but you don't get the most support until you come down to this blue line here. This is the point of control sitting at 308. That is definitely going to be where you're going to get a lot of support for ICP if it does come down there. Now let me go ahead and throw on the moving averages, see if there's any moving average resistance or support areas. And the moving averages, I just put them on right now. You got the 20-day moving average at 446. That should, you would think, act as support, because right now the price is above it. Okay, so I think we said 446. 446 is the 200-day moving average, and then also you got a high volume here at 429 and some high volume at 413. I think Internet's computer, if it does come down anywhere between 413 to like 446, should be a good support area to try and buy some ICP. And I wouldn't be surprised if ICP starts flagging out here before it launches up to higher prices. And if it does launch up to higher prices, we're looking for that 548 number, as well as this value area high sitting at like 570. But I would also consider just selling as soon as you hit 490. You know, just dollar cost average out of this asset at high prices, and thank yourself later for doing so. Alright, so that's ICP for the most part. Upside, downside targets here. We got a question here in the chat. On Koa says, should we short BTC? I mean, I have a short ready to go if Bitcoin gets up to the highs that it had earlier today at 98K. I'm ready to short Bitcoin if it hits 98K. Matter of fact, what is Bitcoin doing right now since I'm speaking right now? 97,432 is where Bitcoin's at. And I've been trading on WEEX exchange, so see how things are going there. Did I actually get filled for a short on Bitcoin? Right now I'm currently in the long on Aerodrome. It's been a really good day and good week here. I'm just taking profit on my Aero long right now. Currently up 33% on that one with a 10x leverage. Oh, I actually did get filled on a Bitcoin short. So I actually entered Bitcoin. I started shorting Bitcoin at 97,800, and I'm actually up 18%. So there you guys go. Okay, I can make money shorting and money longing on the same day. As long as you pick your price points correctly here. And then also I'm here longing Ethereum. I'm up 127% on that 20x leverage long here on Ethereum. And yeah, I got in. It's saying that my entry price is 31.63 here. Right now, Ethereum's at 3,300 bucks. I'm actually gonna hold on to this Ethereum long until I feel like this relief rally's over. So I'm not really getting rid of this Ethereum long, but I have taken a little bit of profit. I took a little bit of profit yesterday. Was it yesterday or today? I can't really remember. But I took profit on Ethereum. I know either today or it was yesterday. And then I still have my Ethereum long. I got about $70 in margin right now with a 20x leverage long. Up about 128%. Still have about $94 of unrealized profits. Okay, so for those who are wondering if I'm a profitable trader, damn sure I am. Okay, Ethereum. I'm an Ethereum long, and that's up 128%. I'm in a Bitcoin short. That's up, 17%. I'm making money long and shorting at the same damn time. So you tell me, what are you guys doing? Are you profitable traders yourself? Are you able to make money longing and shorting on the same day? I got into this arrow long earlier today. This has been my money maker for today. And I'm willing to take some profits on the Aerodrome long if we actually get up to like 63 cents here. And then I'll take some more once we get up to like 70 cents. I got my take profit on Aerodrome at 70 cents right now. And if I don't take partial profits, I'll be able to make 200 bucks if Aerodrome gets up to the 70 cents here. And I got my stop loss at 57 cents here. 57 cents. I could probably move that up. What are we currently trading at? We're currently trading at 61 cents. I could probably put that at break even now. And I'll do that right now so I can show you guys how to be profitable traders and stay profitable like myself. I'll put this at 595. How about that? And I'll either only make $7 on this Aerodrome trade, or I will make $200 if we actually go up to 70 cents. So there you go. I like that, right? Make money either way. I like that. Win-win, no matter what. But I kid you not, I actually do have losses every now and then. I don't have a 100% win rate. If I did, I'd be lying to you guys. And, you probably would want to run away if that's the case. But I do get losses here and there. But how could you possibly lose when, crypto's actually doing pretty well on a day like today? Anyways, that's what I got going on here with my trades here. So I actually am in the Bitcoin short. We hit 97,800 or 900 on Binance Exchange. So I basically shorted Bitcoin at the highs of the day. So, as long as you're not afraid to try and take a short, you can still make money shorting even though the market's rallying. Let's see. Aaron Roach says he shorted Pengu and he longed ICP. That's awesome, Aaron. Aaron, if you want to come join the Meet Damien Discord and share your ideas and knowledge, we do have some pretty good traders in my trading group, and it's free to join, right? This is the Meet Damien Discord right here. Free to join, doesn't cost you anything. And we have had some people share their gains here. Let me just point out one guy here. This is actually other good traders besides myself. Like today, I actually put in that I closed a long on Zcash. It was only a 5x long, but up 51%. So there you go. Have another trader here that longed XMR 40x, made 115%. So those are pretty decent, reasonable gains there. There's me, taking profit on Aerodrome on 10x leverage long, up 61%. And then, of course, we got this crazy individual here. Before I name his name, he got in at Bitcoin at $84,000, and Bitcoin's now at $97,000. He did a 500x leverage long, up 6,100%. And he's one of our more experienced and knowledgeable traders, investors here. Cameron, good guy to chat here on the Meet Damien Discord. And Cameron's always posting his gains here on the Show Your Gains here. Let's see. Cameron loves posting up his trades there with the River up 20x long, up 180%. Another River long here, 330%. Yeah, and that's just Cameron. Just he likes to brag a little bit. That's why one of the reasons why I posted up this channel, so he can continue bragging on a separate channel here. But yeah, there he is, you know, up on his Ethereum, 20x long. He made like $4,500 there. He made another $8,000. Here he is with Solana, up $19,000 on a 20x leverage long, taking it from 138 bucks to 142 bucks. So yeah, Cameron's got a big account that he's trading with, and you can find Cameron. You can also find me here on the Discord, the Meet Damon Discord channel, and the link to join us, right, should be here on TikTok. You got the Discord link right there, right? You click on that link, you should be able to get started here. I know some people are having a hard time clicking on the link, only because I got another link here for WEEX exchange, which might interfere with trying to join. But if you just follow me on TikTok and you go ahead and message me, I can send you the link to join the Discord. Okay, so that's my shameless plug for my Discord channel there. All right. But yeah, definitely come and join us here for some more trades and trade setups and ideas and sharing the knowledge, the struggles. You know, we had to go through some struggles here to get to those kind of gains. It wasn't like we just did this overnight. But yeah, good place to share some ideas with some other knowledgeable and interested traders like yourself. All right, that was my shameless plug. Let's go ahead and take a look at Sui now. Alright, Sui currently trading at $1.84, down 2% today. And wow, I got a lot of stuff here on the charts. Let me first get rid of the VRVP for now. Alright, what do I got here for Sui? I measured from the $2 level here, where Sui was at $2.02 on January 6th, down to the $1.32 level where Sui was trading at back in December 19th. Gave me this Fibonacci to look out for. If Sui was to continue being bullish, I think the 1272 Fibonacci extension to the upside says that we should take some profit at 220 for Sui. Even like right now at you know, Sui almost got up to like $2 today. Could be a good day to take some profit. We do got the 50-day simple moving average, that green line coming down, acting as resistance, or trying to act as resistance. But I think we're ready to punch through this to try and get to that $2.20 target to the upside. And then we also got a 1618 here on Sui at a $2.45, which is right where this 100-day, this other light blue line here, sitting at 243. I think 243, 245 is another take profit target for Sui here. So there you go. TP1 220, TP2 245 on Sui. And of course, you know, let's see if Sui can get back up to $2.02, right? I'm going to lock this in. But I mean, is Sui gonna actually do that? Let's look at the momentum indicators to figure out, does it have the momentum to actually continue to go to higher prices here? And buying pressure has been dying down here on Sui. It started increasing again on Tuesday, but it's still a little bit weak today. Maybe people didn't get the memo that cryptocurrencies are having a rally here, so maybe a January rally. So maybe the buying pressure will show up a little bit later, and we can see Sui actually push towards that $2.20 target that I got. But right now, this is a little bit concerning that there's some profit taking going on with Sui, with the buying pressure dying down over the last week now for the MACD here. And then let's see, is the money flow good? Money flow is starting to trend down, so this is a little bit concerning here that Sui might be topping out here. He did get a green buy dot on Tuesday. What was that, yesterday? So I guess the next time you see a red sell dot show up could be a good time to like take some profit on Sui. Last time you had a red sell dot was January 9th. Let's see, January 9th, Sui got as high as like $1.85. Yeah, so when you see a red sell dot show up on Market Cypher B, that might be a good time to take some profits on Sui. Alright, let me catch up on the chat here. Let's see. Lorraine says, Damien, you have to go. Hopefully they all like and share. Yeah, guys, if you know anybody else that could benefit from these live streams, go ahead and share the live stream. Appreciate that. If you guys can do that, appreciate that. Share it with a friend or family member of yours that's interested in crypto. or interested in stocks as well. We also talk about stocks here. We did talk about a couple of stocks earlier in the live stream here. Let's see. Aaron Shaw, what are you saying here? You shorted Pengu when you longed ICP. You're doing great. Up 500. You're up 500% on ICP. 15x. Wow. Leverage long. It was pure luck, no strategy. Oh God. Okay. Be careful with that. You got to have a little bit of strategy to consistently stay profitable. That's the thing about day trading, right? Is are you consistently profitable? If not, you know, you could be a hero one day or 1 week or even a hero for an entire month, but can you do it again for the next month? That's where the psychology of trading comes into play. That's where you have to work on, you know, taking partial profits or taking profits when you got them. Figuring out your take profit targets, and you know, managing your losses so you're not taking big losses that erase your big gains. You don't want to do that. You want to aim for small losses and big gains if you can, because the big gains will take care of the small losses, and then you'll still end up with some profits by the end of the week, end of the month, if you can keep the losses small and the wins big, right? And then, you know, sometimes you end up messing your psychology up when you take a bunch of losses, and then when you do get a gainer, you're so anxious to take profit on that one gain that you got that you end up taking profit way too early, and you could have let that winner continue winning, and you know, it would have erased all the losses that you had in the days and weeks prior. So you know, that's where psychology becomes a big thing to try to conquer when you're a day trader. The trading psychology. Anyways, that's my thoughts about trading psychology. My thoughts on Uniswap. You want my thoughts, or do you want me to actually analyze it on the charts? I'll go ahead and write it down as a request here, but I'll put a question mark because you want me to give you my thoughts on it. And thank you, Jan, for following me here. Aras Gaming wants to look at Fartcoin. All right, we'll have to look at that later on. We do have to take a look at Chainlink and Aerodrome and Uniswap, I guess. All right, yeah, that's what I thought. You want me to analyze Uniswap? All right. Bitcoin currently at 97,200 is what I'm getting a notification for here. Thank you, Bash Kim, for following me here on TikTok. Appreciate that. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at Chainlink. Hopefully, Ave is still in the chat here. I think he was the one that requested it. We're now looking at Chainlink, currently trading at $14.17, up slightly today, about 0.9% as of now. And just looking at the moving averages here for Chainlink, you got the daily 50 simple moving average. Could act as resistance at 1477, so I would mark that on your chart. Take some profit at that area if you can. Now remember, you know, as the days go by, this moving average is going to continue creeping down as it's been doing. So maybe that changes like 1460 or 1450, like tomorrow or Friday or whatever. But just keep in mind that there is a 50 simple moving average that could act as resistance in the next couple of days here, next few days here, if we continue going up to higher prices. Now, if we don't go to higher prices, we go down to lower prices here. You do got the 21 EMA, should act as support like it did here on Monday and Tuesday. Okay, you got to bounce off the 21 EMA. That's great to see here for Chainlink. It's better than getting rejected or falling through it. Okay, so I think the 21 EMA should act as support again if we ever do come down to it, and that's sitting at 1304 for Chainlink here. All right, so you got some levels to look for here. Just looking at the moving averages. Now, if I turn the VRVP indicator, it's going to give me some targets probably to the upside, downside. To the downside, if we were to lose the 21 EMA at 1304, you got the POC right below you at 1236 is the highest volume node. There's a lot of support at that area. And then you got the value area low sitting at 1182. That's another highly supported area where you can get some cheaper chain link if it does go down to that level. Now, if chain link doesn't go down and actually continues climbing up, the volume starts to drop off here on the VRVP indicator. There's something here at 1530, but then there's more of it. There's more resistance here at $16.04. It's basically 16 bucks. Is where Chainlink could bump its head and get rejected, come back down, maybe go back up again after that. But you would expect initially some kind of reaction here at 16 bucks here for Chainlink, looking at the value area high. And if that doesn't act as resistance, you know, then you got some more possible candidates for resistance here with the 200-day and the 100-day both sitting at like 1760. Is another area where you can get some resistance here for Chainlink. Thank you, Ava Medina, for putting in the link in description to the Meet Damien channel in the YouTube stream. Thank you, appreciate that. Ava Medina says that Bitcoin is not done yet on the 4-hour. Okay, I believe you. And if that's the case, maybe I need to. I should probably move my stop loss on the Bitcoin short, right? Because I don't really want to lose money on that short. Okay, so I did short Bitcoin as of now, 97,800. Bitcoin's at 97,400. I'm going to go ahead and adjust the take profit stop losses right now. I'm going to take that stop loss and I'm going to just move it to basically where I got in at. A little bit, maybe a little bit more. Put at 97,000 just to cover trading fees a little bit. It's 97,750. So I'll make about a couple of bucks if Bitcoin comes back up again. All right, boom. I entered my stop loss there on Bitcoin. It's near break even and in profit, just to cover my trading fees. And that's how you guys stay profitable, right? By mitigating your losses, managing your trades. You kind of have to stay in the charts as much as you can here. But yeah, definitely the risk management is pretty important, right? You know, no point in shorting Bitcoin and then Bitcoin jumps up and hits my stop loss. I'd rather have it hit my stop loss and hit me near break even just to cover my trading fees, and then I can short Bitcoin again at a higher price if it is going to continue going up to higher prices. All right, moving on from Chainlink, we'll take a look at Aerodrome, which is a cryptocurrency that I'm currently longing right now. I am targeting 70 cents here on Aerodrome. Let me get rid of the VRVP indicator for now. But I was looking at Aerodrome. I actually was in Aerodrome yesterday, and the day before that I was looking at it. And I'm just taking some profits now as we continue moving up on Aerodrome. But currently, you know, I had this long position bracket here where I think Aerodrome could get up to this 50-day moving average at 73 cents. But I like to take, I don't need the whole move up here. I'm okay with like 70 cents here and making 16%. And with a 10x leverage long, that ends up being 160% gain. That's almost doubling your money, more than doubling your money. And you can see the risk reward ratio at the time when I got in was about 10 to 1. But like I actually got in, let's see, I got in at a lower price. I got in at like 57 cents, I believe, yeah. So this was what my my risk reward ratio was looking like earlier. So about like a 4.95. Anything more than 3 on the risk reward ratio is good risk reward ratio. And I think right now my stop loss, well, my stop loss is probably at break even right now or in profit. But I know I was long in Aerodrome at 57 cents. And I had the stop loss, I believe, at 55 cents. So I was risking like 3% to try and get like 23%, and the risk reward ratio was 6.8. And I was like, sold! I will take that deal. Anything better, anything more than 3.0 on the risk reward ratio is a good trade to take. Worth risking your money for. Okay, so that's what I did. I was trying to risk 3% to try and get 23% with 10x leverage. That's risking 30% of my margin. Try and get 230% gain on the trade. So I think that's what you're looking for here on Aerodrome Finance. Is upside target should be that 50-day moving average at 73 cents. Although you could try to front run that by just selling it at 70 cents. And then you got the 21 EMA below you that should act as support if you're in this for like a spot trade or a swing trade with no leverage. You got 52 cents as your 21 EMA sitting at right around that area. You can put your stop loss if you're in a swing trade, right? Let's say you're in a non-leverage, just spot trading Aerodrome Finance, and you're getting in right now at this price of like 61 cents, and your stop loss is below 52 cents here at like 51 cents here. I would be targeting probably the 200-day moving average if that's the case. 200-day moving average sitting at 88.89 cents. You're risking 15% to try and get 46%. Your risk reward ratio is 2.89. Not exactly 3, but I know some traders and investors that will take a 2.0 risk reward ratio and still try to make some money on it. So you can still make some money just trying to get, you know, Aerodrome to up to like 88-89 cents here. Be about a 46% gain from where we are right now. But could it go higher than that? Let's look at the VRVP indicator. See what the VRVP indicator has to say. And we got a high volume node. The highest volume node is sitting at this blue line at 82 cents. 82 cents could be a take profit target for Aerodrome, okay? Which is slightly below that 200-day moving average. So you might want to start taking profit at 82 cents all the way up to like 89 cents. Then the volume drops off. And you get a little bit of resistance here at $1.13, and then you get the value area high at $1.23. For you long-term investors here, you probably want to take some profit for sure when this thing gets up to $1.23. Not financial advice, but if I had Aerodrome and I take this thing from 61 cents to $1.23 and I double my money, for damn sure I'm going to take some profit on that and not be too greedy here, because we know these things can go down just as fast as they go up, right? Yeah, I think we've all seen that now, right? With cryptocurrencies. All right, so there you go. That's Aerodrome. We'll take a look at Uniswap and then Fartcoin, and I'll come back to Alva Medina's request for CRV here. All right, Ave, are you in the Discord? I think you are on the Discord. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, thank you for sharing that Discord link there. Ave Medina. Yeah, I don't see you on the Discord too often, but I'm pretty sure you are there. And thank you for sharing that link there. Yeah, the Discord, guys, is free to join. My TikTok, guys, you can find it here on my bio. Thank you, guys, for following me here on TikTok just recently. Appreciate that. And there's that link to the Discord right there on the bio, top of the bio for the Meet Damien TikTok. And for some reason, if you're not able to make it work, you just of course follow me and then send me a message, and then I'll actually be able to you know, give you the actual link if it's not working for you. All right, moving on from Aerodrome, we'll go ahead and take a look at Uniswap. Yeah, let's look at Uniswap now. Currently looking at Uniswap trading at $5.73. Not really doing much today, as far as I can see. And I was looking at Uniswap probably, I think, a week or two ago, and I was just wondering if it was gonna continue flagging out. And Yeah, I think last time we looked at Uniswap was like December 20th, and it did this, and I was like, all right, well, this thing might just flag out and just consolidate in the meantime, and it has consolidated here, but it's not. It didn't really do a straight flag like that. It did something like this, obviously. You're coming down like this on Uniswap. So it still counts as a bull flag. Just the flag is slanted down a little bit here. But what's causing us to slant down? Well, you got this 50-day moving average. This green line is acting as resistance. Every time you come up to it, you get rejected. So I'm going to say that if Uniswap continues being bullish here, you're going to get knocked down by that green line sitting at $6.14. That's your first resistance level for Uniswap. Get past that, then I think the 100-day is another area where you could get rejected, and that's at $7.17. So I would look for 17.17 for the swing traders who are going to be in this for a few days, few weeks. 7.17 is your target, and then the 200-day moving average above that would be your next target at 7.75 for Uniswap. Simple enough, right? Just use those 50, 100, and 200-day moving averages as your targets to the upside. Now, if I throw on the VFP indicator here, this is the indicator off to the right. It's got the green and red bars. The green is the buys, the reds are the sells. And the most amount of volume, you see these high volume nodes here, and the highest volume node is that blue line sitting at 618. 618 should be an area where we could get a lot of resistance for Uniswap. And if we get past that, then the volume drops off. You get a gap in the VRVP here, and you get some more high volume here at 720. And then the value area high, this white line at 768, which is close to that 200-day moving average. So yeah, definitely consider taking some profits between 719 and 775. Wow, thank you, Abe. You're just putting out all the links there. We got the links for the WEEX exchange, the MEXC exchange. Yep, those are the referral links. Appreciate that. Oh, you don't use Discord as much as you did before. That's fine, that's fine. But I appreciate you helping me out here on Ave Medina. Definitely. You're one of the best. You're one of the best. We also had another moderator here too, Ave Medina. Her name is Laureen. She was on the TikTok live stream. But she had to go. She says she'll be back. She'll probably watch the replay on YouTube. Thank you, Bruno Dias. I hope I'm saying that right. Thank you, Bruno, for following me here on TikTok. And you said that you need the link. All right, yeah, just go ahead and send me a message, Bruno, and I'll at the end of the live stream, I'll send you the link to join the Meet Damien Discord, and that's that. This Discord link here, where we share our ideas. This a new person that just joined right now. Let me say hi to him, and you'll see when I go live on the. I usually post up when I go live, and you can watch the replays here on YouTube. And then also, we just share our thoughts and ideas and what we're doing here, our trading strategies and ideas. Posting up our gains when we got our gains here, that sort of stuff. Just a good community to join, and it's free to join. So look forward to seeing you, and just send me a message, and I'll go ahead and respond back to you with a link. All right, so that's Uniswap for the most part, upside downside targets. Now we got to move on to Fartcoin, and then we'll take a look at CRV. I think I got Fartcoin on my watch list. Let me see. Fartcoin. So I know it's where I put the meme coins. Yup, there it is. It's Fartcoin. Fartcoin. Saying it with my Boston accent. Fartcoin. We don't really say the R's here. Fartcoin. All right, I think that's enough of the Boston accent. Let's see. Fartcoin. Using the VRVP indicator, very, very crucial level to use here. We're trading at 40 cents, almost 41 cents. We got a point of control at 37 cents, so that should act as support. And then we got the value area high at 41 cents, should act as support. We're kind of like right on it. Or maybe I should say we're right below that value area high. But once we get past 41 cents, it could be like clear skies and blue skies here, blue skies and sunshine for Farcoin. However, there is a 100-day moving average that could act as resistance at 48 cents, which is telling me that you could jump up 20% on Farcoin for sure. If you get past 41, 42 cents here, you got that 100 moving average at 48 cents, it'll act as resistance. And Farcoin was actually at 48 cents about a week ago on Tuesday, last Tuesday. But get past that potential area of resistance, and then you got the 200-day moving average at 65 cents that could act as potential resistance. Do I need to get into Farcoin? Because this is showing me that Farcoin can make some money in the next. I mean, if we continue on with this altcoin cryptocurrency rally in January, Farcoin can either go up to like 48 cents or 65 cents. Now let's just try to measure that out here with a long position. I'm curious. I put my stop loss, you know, below the lows for today, maybe, as an idea. I'm risking 5% to try and get 20%. That's a risk reward ratio of 3.6, so that's decent, right? Look at that, right? Your risk reward ratio 3.6 on Farcoin, targeting that 100 moving average at 48 cents. That's a decent risk reward ratio. And then even better is if you get up to that 200-day moving average at 65 cents, you're risking 5% to try and get 61%. Your risk reward ratio is 11. If you did that with like 10x leverage, that's 610% gain. That's like what Cameron does in my Discord. Cameron loves to do like 600% gains with like 50x leverage or 100x leverage. But you can do this with 10x leverage and get that 600% gain. Man, if you did 100x leverage, you'd probably get 6,100% gains. Oh my god, imagine that. I think Cameron would try to take a crack at that. You can just do it with like small margin. You can do it with like $10 a margin, and with like a 600% gain, that's like a 6x. So you could turn like $10 into $60. But if you did it with 100x leverage, you could turn $10 into $600 if it ever gets up there. Something to think about, right? That's how some people make money in crypto, using 100x leverage and on a meme coin. But using small margin, like only like you're risking $10 here. To the downside, you know, we could get cradled here by this 50-day moving average and this 21 EMA sitting at 35 cents. So maybe you could put your stop loss below those moving averages there. Ooh, stop loss at 33 cents. Damn, you're risking 18% to try and get 61%. Still a risk reward ratio of 3. That I would do with just spot trading. Yeah. Try and get 61%. No leverage, but you're risking 18%. That's still a decent trade to take. Let's see what the momentum's like for Farcoin here. You got a green buy out here on Market Cipher B on Tuesday, yesterday. Money flow in the green, but money flow is starting to come down, so I'm not sure about that. That's a little bit concerning. That money flow, if it continues going down, it'll eventually go into the red, and then you'll definitely get a red sell dot, and you should be taking profit if that's the case. MACD is showing that buying pressure has been dying down here on Farcoin. Interesting. But if it just all of a sudden starts increasing again, that will definitely get you back up to like 50 or 60 cents for sure. So you gotta pay attention to that on the daily time frame here with the MACD indicator here. All right, moving on from Thoughtcoin, we'll take a look at the CRV. CRV. Currently trading at 42 cents, 42.5 cents, down 1.6% today. And we got Curve Dow token could end up getting resistance at the 50-day moving average sitting at 44 cents. You're not too far from it right now. But if that doesn't act as resistance, then you would expect like maybe the 100-day moving average, this blue line, to act as resistance at 55 cents. And if that doesn't act as resistance, then you got the 200-day moving average at 62 cents. So I'll be, right now I'm expecting resistance in the next couple of days here off of the 50-day moving average. But if we get past that, then we got 55 cents and 62 cents. Take profit target 1, take profit target 2 for Curve here. And then looking at the VRVP indicator, let's see what it has to say here. A little bit of high volume here at 48 cents. Some more volume here at 52 cents. And some more volume here at 55, 56 cents. So yeah, if you're already in Curve, or if you got like some spot bags you're trying to get rid of, these are some ideas here. You get rid of your bags at 48 cents, 52 cents, and 56 cents. Take profit target 1, 2, and 3. And then maybe take profit target 4 would be that 2-day moving average, but also you got the value area high at 67 cents here. So definitely between 62 and 67 cents, I would try to take a good amount of profit on Curve if I had some Curve spot bags to get rid of here. Ave says he's been watching Farcoin as well. That's cool. And Laureen's back in the chat. How are you doing, Laureen? Good to see you again. And thank you, Shadow, for following me here on TikTok. Laureen, we got another moderator here on the YouTube chat. His name is Ave Medina. He's been coming onto my live streams. He's usually on YouTube a lot, but I have seen him pop up on TikTok. I know you guys both have TikTok and YouTube, but I got my moderators here, some of my most loyal followers and subscribers here, making sure that people behave themselves. All right. Harry D1 says RKLB hit $92. I don't know much about that. Is that a crypto or a stock? You said that a couple of times already. All right. So that's cool. That's cool. So we just looked at CRV for upside targets. I didn't really get into downside. Downside, if Curve was to go to the downside, you got that 21 EMA sitting at 40 cents. You're not far away from that either. However, look at the volume profile here. You got 38 cents is support area, and then of course value area low sitting at 34 cents. These are some support areas for Curve, CRV. Alright. AJ says, you need an old wallet that has transactions. If you have any, you'll buy it for... Why? Why would you want that? And that sounds kind of scammy. Don't be a scammer, please. Why are you going to buy someone's wallet? Do you not have access to your own wallet? You can make your own wallet. It's free to make. That just does not make any sense to me. Don't be scamming my followers and subscribers here. Please, guys, don't listen to this guy that wants to buy your wallet. You're gonna buy someone's wallet for like 5 Solanas. That's like Solana's at 150 bucks. That's like $700. You're gonna just give $700 just to get access to someone's wallet? No, that means you probably want to steal your wallet. I wouldn't listen to this guy. I'm actually gonna go ahead and get rid of this guy myself. Yeah, let's see. You have 700 followers and you're following 8 people. Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm just gonna mute you for now. I'll mute you, and if you say stupid stuff like that again, I'm gonna block you. Alright. We had a pretty good live stream so far, guys. Are there any other cryptocurrencies or stocks you want to take a look at? Let's just take a look at crypto bubbles to see if anything interesting is going on in cryptocurrency world. Let's see. Where are my crypto bubbles? There we go. Oh yeah, of course, Dash. I'm surprised no one has mentioned Dash. But Dash is up 28% again today, and River is also up 22%. So it's like Dash, ICP, and River are running the show right now, as far as like percentage gainers go. Zcash also having a pretty decent day as well. And some of these other cryptos, interestingly enough, a lot of these cryptos are actually in the red for the day. That's interesting. But for the week, has been a good week for crypto, except for a few. You got Lit down 31%, XDC down 9%, Maker down 22%, Zcash is actually down for the week, down 7%, and then Night is down 15%. Now, I'm not sure what is going on with these cryptocurrencies. Usually you can just look at the charts and kind of figure out what might come next for them, but these could be buy the dip opportunities here for these cryptos that are down right now. I know Zcash, I got in on Zcash on a long, and I knew, you know, Zcash was a buy the dip opportunity, because even though like their developer left, or one of the developers left, you know, the cryptocurrency is more than just a one-man show. So, you know, one man should not cause that much, you know, price drop in any particular cryptocurrency. I view it as a buy the dip opportunity. So that's why I got in on a Zcash long, and I still made some money on Zcash. Even though Zcash is down 7% for the week, I view it as a buy the dip opportunity. Let's look at Zcash real quick here. On the daily time frame here, we see Zcash is currently trading at $441. It's up 9% today. So that's how I was able to make money on Zcash. And $440 was a target of mine. I actually cashed out a little bit early, but yeah, had I stayed in it, I would have still been making money here. You know, we had the news over the weekend that Zcash developer left, but they, you know, you can see that, yeah, it was bad on Saturday where it dropped down to $370, $360, down 10% in one day. But then people came to their senses that, hey, you know, like this guy, he left, but he can always come back, right? Right? Like, come on, that's the buy the dip opportunity, right? It's not like Zcash got hacked or they found something wrong with the code. It just had a developer leave, and that guy can always come back if, you know, things change. And then not only that, but even if he does leave, like, you can find someone else to replace him. So it's like, what the hell? Like, it's a buy the dip opportunity. And if you treat it like a buy the dip opportunity, then, you know, to the upside, we do see Zcash could come up to like $500 here, which is a high volume node here on Zcash. And then to the downside, if, you know, people are freaking out about this developer leaving Zcash, then there is some high volume here at 341. Could act as support there, and then of course you got the previous higher low here at 360. You would think that we could revisit that before Zcash could go up to higher prices again. Let's see. Someone in here, TikTok, says, "What strategy you use with Twin?" What do you mean by Twin? I'm not sure what you mean by Twin. What strategy do I use to win? Is that what you're asking me? So I like to take partial profits in my day trades. So, you know, in this case, I bought Zcash, I think at like 380, and I put the stop loss at like 360. And then what I did was, you know, once Zcash started going up to like $400, I moved the stop loss to break even. And then I started taking profit at like $410, and then I took some more profit at $420, and then I kept moving the stop loss up with it as the price went up. So, you know, that's how I usually win on my day trades and stay profitable. What's going on right now? So, oh, do I use order book? I use the volume profile. I use the visual range volume profile indicator. Help me figure out levels to look for price targets to the upside and downside. And that indicator, if you click on indicators here, and you just type in VRVP, you get the visual range volume profile indicator. That's how I get it set up and ready to go. I put it as one of your favorites too, if you can. Now, when you start using the VRVP indicator, it's not going to look like mine right off the bat. It's probably going to look like this. You have to go into the settings, click on this hexagon, the settings button, and you want to make sure that the POC, the value area low, and the value area high are there. If not, then you're not going to have those white and blue lines there. And then also on the inputs, when you first put in the VRVP indicator, it's going to probably look like this, where the row size is 24, and it's going to be blocky. You're not going to be able to precisely figure out what price to look for here. So what I do is I go into the settings here, and I just put in on the row size, I put another 0 next to the 24 that makes it 240, and then then I get precise areas to look for on the VRVP indicator. And then of course, on the VRVP indicator, make sure you got the value area high ticked off, the VAL, the value area low, and then the POC, the point of control. And I put the point of control as blue so I can see it. It's distinct. You see that blue line is distinct from the white lines. But you got the value area low, the point of control, and the value area high. Okay, and then the high volume nodes show up over here. So use the POCs, enter trade, and volume profile with the order book for confirmation. Yeah, that's one way to trade. And I talk about how to set up the VRVP indicator, and then I talk about how I trade with the VRVP indicator, and that's like my TikTok video here. It's one of my more popular TikTok videos, and that's the VRVP indicator video. It has like 2,050 likes here. I'm sorry, 2,050 views here. So that's a video that you might want to check out yourself and see how I trade, how I set up the VRVP indicator, and then how I trade using the VRVP indicator. He says, so I use a weigh amount. Okay, I'm just trying to read your comments here. D2 Miami wants to take a Aptos. Okay, we'll take a look at Aptos, and then I'm going to finish off by looking at Bitcoin on the way out. And that's going to be it for today's live stream here. And if you guys want to trade and invest on a cryptocurrency exchange, the one that I use is WEEX, and the link for that is right here. Alright, make sure you use that VIP code here, XVDP. You can click on the link and get started with WEEX, and then you'll be able to do the day trades here like I do on the WEEX cryptocurrency exchange, where I got a few trades going on here, but I like using WEEX. I'll probably maybe in the next live stream show you what it's like trading on WEEX here. But you got the chart here, similar to like TradingView. You got the order book here, your sells and your buys, and then you got the trading panel here where you can put in what price you want to get in, how much margin you want to use. You can figure out how much to take profit. Your take profit point here, 0.8, and it tells you what your profit might be, your return on investment, and then your stop loss. You put that in there. Okay, so that's all on WEEX Exchange, and you can get that link right there on TikTok to start trading and investing on WEEX Exchange. They're doing some bonuses too. Let me just show you the bonuses real quick. If you put like $3,000 on the exchange and you just leave it there, they're gonna give you like a $2,000 airdrop, so you can trade basically a free trade where they'll let you do a 20x leverage long or short on Ethereum. All right, and they'll give you, like in this case, I think they gave me like $100, and they gave me 20x leverage, and it ends up being a $2,000 position, right? So they give you basically a free trade for putting money on the exchange. All right, and they got a bunch of other bonuses here. Like I could do, if I put another 10 grand on the exchange, then and hold it for 3 days, then I can get like a $4,000 airdrop. And then I've already done other airdrops as well here too. So that's some of the bonuses that they got on WEEX. And then I think they do have another bonus where if you just put $100 on the exchange, you can get like $50 back. Money that you don't have to trade with, they'll just give it to you for just becoming a new customer here on WEEX exchange. And it's very easy to join. All you gotta do is put in an email address and you can get started. You don't need to do KYC and you don't need a VPN to use their exchange. It's one of my favorite cryptocurrency exchanges. It's easy to get started with. Alright, all you need is an email address. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at Aptos. And then we'll take a look at Bitcoin on the way out. And Tariq was asking, what is this called? That's the WEEX cryptocurrency exchange. It's right there. The name of it is WEEX. And you can find that link to join them right here on the bio to my TikTok page. Okay. And for my YouTube guys, you know, you can find that here in the description to my channel. There's the link there, you know, with a VIP code XVDP to get, so I can get that referral. Appreciate that. Yeah. All right. So that's the link for the WEEX exchange, and this also should be in the description to the YouTube video that you're watching right now. All right. Let's move on to Aptos. We're now looking at Aptos, currently trading at $1.92, down 2% today, interestingly enough, even though cryptocurrency is doing pretty well. Aptos, above the POC. That POC could act as support at $1.71. If that doesn't act as support, then we got the value area low at the $1.41. Okay, so there is some support below you. If Aptos continues to be bullish here, though, you got to get past 205, and then there's a gap in the VRVP indicator, and then you won't get much resistance until 227. And then you also got the 50-day moving average at 251. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen, but if this thing continues creeping up to higher prices here, you do got the 50-day moving average just is creeping down, and maybe those two, maybe this price will intersect and it get rejected by the 50-day moving average when it does get up to like $2.28 here. So I think 228 is an area to be penciling in your take profit target for sure. I see Lock Enders in the chat. Good to see you, Lock Ender. How you doing? He gives me a hand wave here. I think you seem new to the channel. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can see the Meet Damien YouTube live stream show up on your homepage for YouTube, and then don't forget to click that notification bell so you know when I go live. All right. So yeah, 50-day moving average could act as resistance, and then if it doesn't, then we got the value area high and the 100-day moving average sitting at about like $3.17 here. You see that people thought they were buying the dip here on Aptos back in October, November at 317. These people here are probably going to click the sell button just to break even, because man, they've basically had a heart attack. They thought they bought the dip and then it just kept on dipping on them. And if we get back up to 317, they'll be back at break even and they can get out, and maybe they won't do that again, right? But I think 317 is your ultimate take profit target for the swing traders out there, long-term investors for Aptos. You say that you're at work when I go live? I know. I usually start, you know, around like 4 to 6 p.m. I might move my time slot to like 8 or 9 p.m. one of these days. Maybe like later on in the spring. But for now, like my time slot's 4 to 6 p.m. But you can always watch me while you're at work, or you can watch the replay after you get out of work, right? But yeah, if you want to interact with me, you're gonna have to come onto the live stream between 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern time is when I go live these days. Aptos for a long is what Andrea is saying. I mean, it's got a lot of work to do. There's still some money to be made to the upside. To the downside, you know, support is at $1.70 and $1.40 for Aptos. Is Aptos going to go up or down? Let's look at the momentum indicators. We'll look at the MACD. Buying pressure was dying down, but it's starting to increase again. Like I've seen with Bitcoin and a lot of other cryptos, it looks like the buying pressure is still staying here. Let's look at the 3-day. Buying pressure is pretty steady. 5-day. Buying pressure is just starting to come into play here, and you got a MACD crossover to the upside here. So I think long term, Aptos could see a good January, maybe a good February for higher prices. Yeah. Just look using the MACD. And then market cipher B is another momentum indicator. Money flow in the green, but ooh, I don't know. I don't like this. Money flow is starting to go in the red. Do not do that. We want money flow to go back to green again, because you need the money flow for Aptos to go to higher prices here. So let's see money flow increase again here. Let's see on the 3-day, money flow is starting to get in the green, so that's good to see. And then 5-day, money flow is curving up and trying to go to higher prices here. But the daily time frame, I don't know if I like that. That's not bullish. But you can fix that by just going to higher prices, and then it can become bullish again. All right. So that's what I see with Aptos. Let's go back to Bitcoin. I thought I saw Bitcoin at 93K. I'm like, oh man, Bitcoin just dropped on us. No, Bitcoin has been dropping during this live stream. I did get into a short on Bitcoin at 97,800. Let me just show you what my game plan is with a short. Usually I get into the 1 hour time frame to figure out what my day trading is going to be like. And on the 1 hour time frame, good time frame to start for day traders, I could take the short on Bitcoin down to like 96K. I got in at 97,800, which is like near the top. We saw Bitcoin at 97,900 earlier today. I didn't get the exact top. That would be nice if I did, but close enough. My stop loss is at break even at 97,800. So I'm trying to take this short all the way down to at least this 21 EMA at 96K on the 1 hour time frame. Or maybe I can take it further down to this $94,500 level here, which I know is a high volume node here on Bitcoin, right? So that's an idea. Are we going to continue going down to lower prices here on Bitcoin? Well, let's look at the market cipher B, and then we'll look at the MACD. We did get a red sell dot this afternoon at 4 o'clock, a couple hours ago, right when I went live. And it's near the overbought horizontal RSI bars here. So I think I picked a good area to short Bitcoin. I'm happy with what I did today with shorting Bitcoin. All right. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It gets stopped out at break even. But like, look at the 1 hour time frame MACD. Ooh, buying pressure is dying down here on the 1 hour for Bitcoin. Now it could just start all of a sudden just start increasing like it did back here on Tuesday, where like if buying pressure was dying down and then started increasing again. Okay. But I'm going to be on the lookout for that, because if buying pressure starts increasing again, then either I'm going to get stopped out or I just close out my short, you know, whatever price it's at. You know, I just close it out looking at that buying pressure, but I probably will just like leave it at break even and get stopped out if I get stopped out, I get stopped out. I get stopped out at break even. It's actually at, you know, a little bit above break even. I got some profit, a little bit of profit to take care of my trading fees here. But I am paying attention to this here on the 1 hour time frame for Bitcoin. If this blue line crosses the orange line to the downside, like it did here on Wednesday morning, okay, you're gonna start seeing red candles show up here on the MACD, and then that's gonna probably cause the price of Bitcoin to go down. Because last time that happened, right, we saw the MACD crossover at 12 o'clock last night, and the price did drop like the next hour after that. You got a hammer candle, but then, you know, look at that, like the trend was still to the downside up until buying pressure started increasing again, you know, this morning at 9 a.m. Eastern time. Wall Street came in to save the day and bought, you know, Bitcoin up to higher prices for us. So I'm not sure if Wall Street's going to be able to do that tonight because Wall Street's not open for business. You know, they're going to be sleeping, and probably most Americans are going to be sleeping later on tonight, and that's probably where we might see Bitcoin go down to lower prices, down to like 96K or 95K. So I think later on tonight, unless, you know, people get out of work and start buying Bitcoin tonight and pushing it up to 98K or 99K, I think we're going to sell off tonight here on Bitcoin. Okay, but we had a good couple of days, good couple of weeks here, so that's to be expected. And I probably should close out some of my longs just to take some profit on at least one of my longs here. Like right now, I could probably, from what I'm seeing here, I could probably take some profit on Aerodrome, the 10x long here. I'm gonna leave the Ethereum long alone because this is gonna be for like the rally here. I got a 20x leverage long on Ethereum, up 122%. I'm not gonna close that long until I think the rally is over this month. But I don't think the rally is over, so I'll probably close out the Aerodrome long. I'll leave the Bitcoin short open for tonight, make some money on that one. And then, you know, we'll see what Bitcoin's going to do next. You know, here on the daily time frame, you know, we got to get past 97,300, right? Which we're kind of at right now. But like, we got to get past this 50-day moving average, and then the next moving average above us is 100-day, sitting at 102,800, which I believe is also where the high volume nodes are at for the VRVP indicator. You can see high volume node here at 102K, some more at 103, $104,000. So yeah, you know, Bitcoin continues being bullish. I think it's gonna have some problems once it gets up to like 102K and 104K. But that's why I'm still in the Ethereum long, because if Bitcoin is going up to like 102K, then that probably means Ethereum's going to probably go up to like 35, 3600. Who knows, maybe 4K for Ethereum. But that is what I plan on doing. So yeah, you know, the game plan for me, this is just my game plan, right? But I'm in a swing trade leverage long on Ethereum, and I'm targeting $3,600. I have a Bitcoin short that I'm going to try to take profit at like 96K, a little bit over there, and maybe 95 or 94K. The Aerodrome long, I'm going to see how this thing plays out, but I'm probably going to either close out the long, or maybe I get, you know, take profit, gets hit at 70 cents here. We're currently at 60 cents for Aerodrome. But, you know, if this thing starts catching some bids, I would like to take some profit at 70 cents. And if I do, I could still make a couple $100 here on Aerodrome if it does go up to 70 cents. So that'd be cool. I'm up $32 right now, but that'd be even awesome if I can get $200 out of it. So yeah, I'm gonna be paying attention to Aerodrome and paying attention to Bitcoin tonight, because those are the trades that I'm in right now. And if you guys want to follow along and copy my trades, you can do that. If you want to get a hold of me when I'm not live streaming, you can find me on the Meet Damien Discord. One more shout out, you can find me here on the Meet Damien Discord, where I post up when I go live, and I post up my trade setups and post up what coins and trades I'm in, and you can see when I go live, and you can just talk to me and we can make some jokes, and anybody that comes in, I'll say hi to them too. Okay, but yeah, that's that link to join once again is on the top of the bio here on the TikTok. And then for YouTube, you can find it on the description to the channel. You got the Discord link right there to join, okay? Alright guys, that's going to be it for today. I will see you same time tomorrow. We'll plan on it. I might start off late because I got a car of mine, one of my cars, I need to bring into the mechanic for an oil change and tire rotation. Just simple stuff. And then I'll be back here with you guys looking at the charts again tomorrow, okay? So same time tomorrow, might be a late start at 5 p.m. But that's what I plan on doing tomorrow. And I hope I plan on seeing you guys showing up on the live stream again. Appreciate it. I think we had a really good live stream. looking forward to see how many views I got after I'm done with this live stream. But yeah, thank you guys for coming in, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. And there's that link to join WEEX. Well, you know, there's a referral code. If you go onto the WEEX website, make sure you get that XVDP referral code in there, so I can get credit for the referral, please. If I'm bringing you this far, at least put in that code. Make sure you got the code in there for the referral code. All right, you guys. Let's properly end the live stream now. And that would be the handle for me, Damien. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook even, as well as YouTube and TikTok. And then, of course, Discord as well. But you have to get that link from me for the Discord by going on to the channel description, or you can also go on TikTok. Find that on the TikTok bio. Or you can just message me and I'll go ahead and send you the link for Discord. Alright guys, let's go listen to some music now.